Hey everyone, and a special welcome to any new 2D, 3D, VFX or motion artists out there. My name is Kyle Steven and I'll be your guide for this video, which is proudly brought to you by the Digital Academy. This video assumes that you've either acquired the knowledge beforehand and practiced some aspects of the skill chain on lower-end hardware on your own time and terms, or that you have formal training on high-end machines facilitated by a university or similar higher education institutions. Experience through job-related tasks also applies. The point of this whole thing is to try to paint a really clear picture of what it takes to go pro as an independent artist. Too many people in 2026 seem to have an unfortunately imbalanced view and understanding of what a professional artist or creative is, and this isn't helped at all by the influx of AI-powered creative tools made available to the average consumer. The flip side of that is the corporate world has always struggled with reconciling creative input with the cash value, and generative AI and similar tools powered by AI only further minimizes the role we play in the creative processes. This now leaves artists and creatives that have spent their entire lives studying and building their portfolios and careers in this weird kind of limbo space, where they're aware of their work, worth, and willingness, but at the same time, they can't seem to get around to having to compete with the turnaround time of AI and what the corporate world might perceive as the time cost, time profit factors. If it can generate a Picasso or Rembrandt piece in 5 minutes, why pay $5 million for it? Why bother? And this here is the logic. From a business stance, the counterfeit is good enough because it is also fast enough. And what we get is the creative equivalent of printing money, because it's simply just the easier and more efficient thing to do. What we get is creative inflation. Your goal as a creative of any kind is to establish a system that allows you to function as a commercial service provider when interfacing with the public or potential prospects. And as an independent creative, you need to be 100% aware of what all those components of your systems are, because it's crucial to your survival and growth as a flourishing professional. Here's a look at what your first year of going pro as an artist can look like. Like I said, if you're officially looking to go pro, go out on your own as an independent artist with your own brand, registered company, social media presence, in the works. Even if you have just a laptop, it would at least need to be a gaming laptop. Same for your desktop, but you might need some additional modifications to bring things up to production speed. Most gaming machines these days come more or less ready to go for this kind of stuff. So if you're one of the fortunate ones that have that, then great. You just checked one of the things off the list. If not, here are the important things that you will need. Hardware. Of course, you'll need a computer, preferably a desktop, and everything that you need to use it properly and optimally. And I'm talking production grade, commercial grade, or high-end parts and pieces. SSDs, GPUs, CPU, RAM, motherboard, power supply. You need a workstation that can handle the demands of a creative career. You can't afford to be held up by silly machine limitations or inadequate power overall. Your monitor is not just a screen to look at to get high frames per second gameplay feedback from, and if you're being serious about it, and this is going to be a core focus, 4K editing monitors are just a start. Keep that in mind. Same goes for your audio and your sound. The headphones cannot be the latest small kiosk headphones if you want solid and immersive editing. Your desk and chair ideally should be ergonomic, and a mouse, well, that should also be multifunctional and ergonomic. Up next, we have the graphics tablet. All professional digital artists in some form or fashion need to use a digital input device like a drawing graphic tablet. It doesn't matter the brand, it doesn't matter the make or model. At some point, the need to use it becomes more and more evident, so preparing yourself with a solid and stable but cost-efficient tablet is key. Now, there are a ton of fancy high-end tablets out there with a wide array of features and tools, so that depends on your budget and skill. But never buy tools you won't need, don't use, or don't know how to use just yet, because this can feel like a frustrating investment if not taken in stride. You can find really decent production-grade drawing graphic tablets online, and as artists, we know this isn't just a one-off. This comes with nibs, changeable parts, cables, etc. And so looking for a compact bundle is the way to go. All of this is part of your core production inventory. Your secondary devices are just supposed to be your in-transit points of operation. That just means working on the go, joining online meetings, or doing presentations for your clients. If these devices have consistent connection to power and internet, then great. That just means you'll be operating with way less interference. The laptop should be a high-end laptop capable of performing tasks that parallel your main machine for the most part, unless you need to do heavy rendering, complex editing, or system-based tasks that require you to be at your desktop. Using these tools to remote access your main workstation is also a plus in keeping your production systems running. Now that you've acquired or at least started to acquire your hardware, let's assess the software side of things. Now, this does not account for things like doing administrative tasks, accounting, etc., but rather shows the core set of commercial software tools mainly used across the various production processes. Here we have the Adobe Suite for production, and that would consist of After Effects, Premiere Pro, Adobe Illustrator, Lightroom, Bridge. We have Google One for communications and coordination. So that's emails, Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Meets, and Google Photos. We have Production Crate for production assets, and this is usually for compositing purposes. VFX overlays, transitions, and VFX components all can be found here, including sound effects and some music. Your web domain is for public outreach. Here's where your main and best content should live. It's your official portal and the main point of contact between you and everyone else, and especially the corporate world. VectEasy is for project assets, Motion Array for video and image assets, InShot Pro for mobile video and image editing. These tools are not specific to any one type of client or type of project or specific portion of the industry. They're used in conjunction with one another to help achieve an inexhaustible list of creative possibilities, and they help you to combine styles, effects, achieve motion, and communicate messages by all working together in a very wide range of ways. And while these are paid software, they also work together with your free software. As a 3D artist, VFX artist, motion artist, or 2D artist, your use of free software will depend entirely on where you are in your creative journey, but more importantly, what your career might demand of you. If your client base does not allow for you to employ the use of paid 3D software like Maya, Cinema 4D, ZBrush, Substance Painter, then you may need to develop a parallel 3D or 2D animation production pipeline that can operate without relying on these. Working alongside the assets provided by Production Crate, Blender is a powerhouse of a production tool that allows you to cushion some of the production strain. Blender is not only free, but offers multiple production modes built into the program, allowing you to spend more time creating and less time moving from one program to the next. 3D, 2D, motion tracking, sculpting, and video editing are some of the features that Blender offers to professionals, and it is already being used by even larger production studios. An additional core point: Blender is completely open source. Sketchbook for mobile is a fantastic tool for mobile and tablet. It allows you to create and share on the go. The tool leans more into the traditional style of sketching and painting and simulating the experience, but does not have the photo manipulation properties to the extent of Photoshop. Sketchbook for desktop does exist, but it's unfortunately now a paid tool, so if you try it from the App Store for mobile and you like it, definitely think about buying it for your desktop for your commercial projects. Pexels is not only a great resource for video and image reference, it's a great video and image library for B-roll, stock footage, VFX-based clips, documentary clips, just things like that in general. It's free to use, comes in a variety of great video and image sizes, and helps you to fill in the blanks a lot faster than you might realize. Wesleyan Studios is a great music resource that offers free music for YouTube videos. If you're creating content, the music files are free to download and you can edit and arrange the various versions of the tracks offered on the website. When you're looking for music that doesn't just feel like cheap lobby jingles, this is definitely an option. Then of course we have the game engines just like Unity and Unreal that actually serve more than one purpose. Most might associate these tools with developing games only, and while artists who work in game development are part of this conversation, this is more to allude to the fact that these tools can be used to pre-visualize ideas and concepts, allowing your clients to engage with digital products and ideas in a new and refreshing way. There are also connections to using tools like Blender with game engines like Unity and Unreal. Now, what does all of this mean? It just means that as an independent artist, independent studio, or freelancer, there are several potential tiers of overhead and operational costs that you need to cater to and factor in your negotiations and decision-making processes. Your whole ability to survive as a creative with a career for at least a year is hinged on your ability to move away from the starving artist mentality and shift into your own way of efficiently operating by simply identifying your production systems and then catering to keeping those systems alive. Feed it, it grows, and you get better. If you intend on creating consistently, at least from a quality standpoint, and grow incrementally, you need to get comfortable understanding the business side to your output, rather than only accepting the social credit that comes with your contributions. Learn it, internalize it, communicate it. Even at this stage, we still haven't included things like salary for yourself, maintenance costs, replacements, additional tools, subscriptions, and add-ons. Doesn't account for licenses for Maya, Cinema 4D, ZBrush, or Substance, does not account for occupational hazards, and doesn't account for any unforeseen expenses while undertaking projects or just on the job. So your first year is going to require a lot more than a laptop, a chair, and good intentions. While your creative ideas are no doubt going to be flowing, especially when you get commercial opportunities, you need to have a system that not only backs up your asking price, but bolsters the value that you command in your own space. It shows that you have a system to things, and that system allows you to consistently maintain quality and deliver. When your entire brand and creative identity is predicated on your ability to amalgamate multiple concepts and ideas into one, but doing it systematically, it automatically positions you as a far greater service provider and much more efficient creative professional, which is a far cry from what most people expect from creatives. The guide is just meant to outline and identify for you just how much work goes into making a simple end product as an artist. That can be a picture, book, a video, music, animation, whatever it is. It's never just simply doing anything. And with AI tools already getting pushback from some of the big giants in the industry, your goal is to educate through your own practices. Your business practices, your creative practices, it should all reflect the value you bring through the time, skill, and professionalism made manifest by your systems and processes as a human creative. In the end, the goal of generative AI models is to undermine the value and voice of creatives. It mocks and shadows what creatives are, waiting for the moment to sidestep us and claim creative rights. It dilutes the sacred and intimate processes of creation, bastardizing creative genius in an unsettling, ugly, uncanny valley kind of way. My name is Kyle Stephen, and this is your first guide into your first year with a professional creative career for the Digital Academy and the Digital Compass. Signing out until the next time, reminding you to stay focused, to stay consistent, and remember to follow your compass. Thank you.